All right, so one industry that I see is very well set up to outperform the traditional stock market over the next 5 to 10 years is video gaming and virtual reality. Okay, and the reason I say this, guys, is because I've used some of the VR equipment that's out on the market now, and it's pretty good. It's a good experience, and it's definitely worth using. However, it all still has a lot of improvement to be made. Okay, even the Oculus Rift and like some of the VR equipment on the Sony PlayStation, it's not quite a daily fixture just yet. And I see these things improving and getting better over a course of time to where it will be more of a daily used item. Okay, so what I've done, guys, I've put a stock portfolio together of all the companies I think are definitely going to be good buy and holds over the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm going to be fully transparent with this portfolio on YouTube. So anytime I make a trade or I buy puts or calls or do anything like that, I'll make an update video. And I'm going to manage this portfolio online. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to set up other ones. I just feel as though gaming and virtual reality is really well positioned to outperform the market for the next 5 to 10 years. So let's jump over there and take a look at that. So the first three companies, guys, I've bought into was Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tencent. Okay. Of course, Microsoft is involved in PC gaming and the Xbox One, and so they will definitely go to the next generation of gaming. Nvidia, their graphics cards and all kinds of PCs, and they also make the graphics card for the Nintendo Switch. They play a big hand in virtual reality as well. And then Tencent, a huge gaming company. They own, I think, Riot Games. They have a huge investment in Epic Games and Activision Blizzard. They are very industrious. And I wanted these three bigger market cap companies in our portfolio to kind of serve as the backbone, okay? Is that these are going to be a lot more stable. You might not see the volatility and price movement you would in some of the other stocks, but this is going to be the real core of our backbone. Okay. Now, one thing about Tencent, if you want to buy shares of Tencent, guys, and you live here in America and use an American broker, you're going to have to trade through the OTC commission. That's the only way you can get shares of Tencent. So a lot of people would probably look at that as risky. I feel pretty safe doing it. You're just going to have to pay a little higher trade commission is all. Okay. So moving down, the next two positions is Sony and Nintendo. If you want to buy shares of Nintendo, you're going to have to do that with the over-the-counter commission. Obviously, again, it's a representation of the Nintendo shares that trade in Japan, but it is a direct play on the console and video game production that Nintendo puts out. Same with Sony. You know, Sony's already very developed in virtual reality, and I think that they continue to grow. They've had an outstanding 5-year run. So both of these, I want both Sony and Nintendo in my portfolio. I took a little bit smaller position in these two, though, okay? And they're up towards all-time highs. And the last three companies I took a position in was Activision Blizzard, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two Interactive. And I kind of screwed up on the Activision Blizzard position because I got in right before they reported earnings last week. So I got it, I was anticipating a big quarter out of them, and it fell a little short of expectations, and so the stock pulled back, and we're red on the position. But I'm also very confident in Activision Blizzard. Of course, they have all the Call of Duty and World of Warcraft games, and like Overwatch, and they also own King Digital, so they're huge in mobile gaming. And then did buy Electronic Arts on a dip. They dipped down. They've come off some all-time highs, got about $130. I think EA is a great investment. I want to say maybe it was 2015. Electronic Arts was the highest performing stock on the S&P 500. And their growth just continues. And the real company I think is going to have the most growth over the next year is this last one here, Take-Two Interactive, okay? Because I think once Red Dead Redemption 2 gets released and those numbers start working their way through the system, I think Take-Two Interactive is really gonna climb up off the stock chart, and you know, they own Rockstar Games, so you know, very, very excited about that position. So moving down here towards the bottom, guys, is just 5 speculative companies that I'm either going to track or plan on taking a position in sometime in the future, but I definitely want to track all these companies. So the first one here on the top, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. They've had a fantastic run. They're absolutely on fire right now. You know, they make the graphics card for the Xbox and PlayStation. Now the reason I want to hold off on AMD, guys, is they just reported earnings and they ran up to all-time highs, and they've been trending downward ever since, okay? And AMD's great company, performed very well the past couple years, but very volatile, and I think we'll get in a lot cheaper than $18.49, okay? And the next 2 companies I want to track is Zynga and Glue Mobile, which they're both big into mobile gaming. So the games you play on your iPad, iPhone, or Android device, whatever you got, you know, Zynga and Glue are very, very big in that industry. Not a lot of growth. You know, Glue is up towards an all-time high right now. The thing about these stocks too, though, both of these very, very volatile, very, very inconsistent and volatile. So I've looked at the charts. I believe we can get in a lot cheaper. So I'm going to kind of be patient on those 2 positions. And then down here at the bottom, these are the last 2. These are probably the most speculative. First one here, GameStop. Okay, so that's a gaming retailer. I'm sure most of you are familiar with GameStop, but they've had a horrendous past 5 years. They've had their market cap reduced almost 80%. They're losing a lot of ground and a lot of importance in the retail gaming industry, and they're just a mess right now. They pay this ridiculously high dividend they should not be paying, and you know, if they cut that, it might help clean up the balance sheet a little bit. They have a really high, you know, debt to cash ratio, and I do want to track GameStop, though. I do, and just in case they could reinvent themselves and kind of re-enter the gaming market more competitively, especially moving forward as we move away from brick and mortar stores and move more into digital virtual reality. GameStop has to find a competitive edge, or I don't see this company surviving. Maybe they do, though. So I definitely want to track GameStop. I want to keep an eye on them. I don't want to invest in them at this point. I don't think it's hit the bottom yet. And then this last stock here, ticker symbol HEAR, that is the Turtle Beach, the headsets. This stock is just something else right now. Let's jump over to the chart. So this is the 6-month chart on Turtle Beach, guys. It's just absolutely on fire right now. I'm still looking at it real super speculatively, but you know, a couple of months ago, like back in March, this stock was trading around $1.90, $1.80, $2 range, and here over the past couple of months is up to $32 a share. So it's moved well over 1,000% in less than 6 months, and the shorts have just absolutely gotten burnt on this company, and that's why I still kind of consider it very speculative. I don't necessarily want to take a position, and I wouldn't feel safe buying puts or shorting this company, but definitely want to track it, definitely want to watch its price movement. It's very, very exciting, and this thing just goes up all week long, week after week. It's a very, very exciting stock right now. So, and they're also very closely tied to gaming as well, so you know, want to keep an eye on Turtle Beach and watch what they do. So there's the portfolio, guys. This is, you know, companies I feel are going to benefit the most in video gaming, mobile gaming, you know, equipment, add-ons, virtual reality, everything. I feel like I have it in a package here. Now, if there's a company you feel like I've left out that needs to be added to this list or that I should track, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if there's a position you think I should go in a little heavier in, just drop me a comment. Tell me what you think about it, guys. I'd love to hear some of that. And have a great day. Have a great week of investing.